I know most national radio shows do not try and spend a lot of time on Major League Baseball, but we are completely different than everyone else out there. 800-224-2004. The Fall Classic is a staple as part of just saying it. We talk postseason baseball all the time. During the summer, we give you headlines and updates on major things that go on the diamond, and we're going to continue to do the exact same thing as the final stretch of the regular season comes to a close. There is a lot to watch for. Trust me, you can go ahead and say congratulations are in order to the Baltimore Orioles, a team that just 2 years ago had over triple-digit losses, and this past year, unfortunately, suffered the tragic loss of Brooks Robinson. Mr. Oriole himself passed away. And it was so funny that they got the win over Washington 1-0 because if he was clutch and getting those single-game wins, that one-run differential, it always came down to him. Great advantage to him. You can talk about what you have with the Braves. They're not going to get the record of beating the, 2001 Seattle Mariners and most wins in a regular season. It's not going to happen. But that doesn't mean that there aren't storylines to watch for going into the home stretch. So let's go ahead and break down my 5 biggest storylines that you need to be paying attention to this weekend if you are a casual fan to prepare for the postseason or a diehard ready to go ahead and see how this thing unfolds. First up, the final 2 wild card spots. One's already been given. Philadelphia. The Phillies are in. Red October is coming back to the city of brotherly love, and they, my friends, are going to at least give you something. I don't know if it's going to be promising. I don't know if it's going to be the exact same thing that we saw last year, but they are going to the postseason. So congratulations to them. 2 more spots available. D-backs, Marlins, Reds, Cubs. All of them have an equal shot at making it, but their pathway to victory is very different. It's completely outstretched. For starters, the Cubs, their playoff chances have sunk faster than the Titanic. They have gone downhill. Your chances of survival are worse than living with a bear during hibernation. That's where you're at. You can't have any tiebreakers, and you have to win this weekend. You have to get an upset win over Milwaukee. You cannot lose to the Brewers. But not only that, you have to hope that the Reds, the D-backs, and the Marlins all lose the series. They have to. They have to lose for you to get in because you don't hold any tiebreakers. So you basically are swinging for a prayer at this point after what you thought was going to be your year. I was high on the Cubs. I believed on what David Ross was building, and this team, when they built in and they bought to the success of what they had in the first half, they were a playoff team. Now they're holding on for dear life. The Marlins, winning, you're in. Or you have to have one of your three teams losing, you're in. So you need 2 of the 3 to get losses in the series. Either the Reds lose this weekend, the D-backs lose to the Astros, or the Cubs lose to the Brewers. All of that happens and you win, you're in. You played well. And this would be a great story for baseball. Skip Schumacher in his first year, a change of culture down in South Beach. Good players, good rapport, great consistency at the plate, a very sound team, kind of scrappy. It'd be awesome to see them make the playoffs, but they're not out of the woods just yet. Reds, you have to win, and you have to have the Cubs get swept or the D-backs get swept. And the D-backs get swept. My apologies. You have to get that because you don't hold the series tie against Miami, but you do hold the series tie over Chicago and Arizona. And Arizona, you had it. I mean, my God, dude, you had it. Yesterday, you're playing the likes of doing all of these nonsensical Chicago White Sox teams, and you lose. You win that game, you're done. It's over. You get another spot, and now we're fighting for that very, very, very last spot. I can't believe it. But that's fun to watch. The Astros. Astros are intriguing, man. They're not guaranteed to be in October baseball. They may be the defending World Series champs, but they're not guaranteed, which leads us to number 2. The final 2 AL spots. And I'll tie that in with the AL West standings. Because last night, Texas imploded once again. Texas has got to be either the biggest team that can live up to clutch moments or they fall apart. They have to be the best roster in Major League Baseball that just can't find a rhythm. Because of every single week, it's a swing and a miss. Every single week, it's hot and cold. It's a Katy Perry special. That's what they are. They had the game locked up last night. Guess what? J.P. Crawford hits a single. Julio Rodriguez hits a home run. They lose 3-2 to the Mariners. So now you're holding on for dear life because if you have to win this series to guarantee your spot in the playoffs and guarantee you to get the AL West title, thus avoiding potentially that first game bye. Because you want that first game bye. You don't want Minnesota to get it. You don't want Seattle to get it. You certainly do not want Houston to get it. And Houston holds the tiebreaker over you. They're the only team that they hold the tiebreaker over. You would beat Seattle in a tiebreaker setup. If you finish with the same record, you get the division title. But if Houston does, dude, Houston postseason baseball, they have the been there, done that standard. You don't want to mess with Houston. And I get it. Their pitching staff has been askew for the last month. They're hot and cold when it comes to bats, but that's a team you don't want to face. But the Astros, they have to win, and they have to hope for a Mariners sweep. So far, Mariners are up 1-0. They got 3 more chances to go ahead and get that. The Blue Jays, they are the sleeper right now. Nobody is talking about the Blue Jays for good reason. They're kind of like that third team in the AL East. Like Tampa's already good and Baltimore's great. But the Blue Jays got to win 3 of 4 this weekend against the Boston Red Sox. Guess what? They're up 1-0. And they have to hope for an Astros sweep. That guarantees their spot in the playoffs. Mariners, you got to win 3 of 4. And you also have to hope that the Astros either get swept or the Blue Jays lose 3 of 4. That's an intriguing matchup because of all 3 of these teams have a good enough roster to take you and represent the American League. Baltimore's an intriguing team because they're really good, but they're so young. I'm not sure I can buy into them entirely just yet. But all 3 of these teams can absolutely make noise. The pitching staff of Seattle is phenomenal, and they got grit. You look at the Astros, they got that pedigree and that mentality of being here before. We know what the standard is. And Toronto has a little bit of everything. They have good hitting. They have great contact. They have good pitching staff. They are locked in, top to bottom. Number 3, Braves chasing history. Ronald Acuna Jr. already made history this past week. He's the first player in all time to go 40-70 in a season. 40 home runs, 70 stolen bases. The guy's electric. He's already locked up the MVP. And I know people on YouTube are calling me out saying, how is this a race? It's not. It isn't anymore. When you make history, it's over. You automatically just go ahead and get the hardware shipped to your house. But the Braves are chasing history. 2019, the Minnesota Twins hit 309 home runs. 307. My apologies. 307. You need 4 to tie. You need 4 to tie and 5 to beat them for 308. Guess who you're playing? The Washington Nationals. They have given up the most home runs this season, 242 to be exact. And you have star power beyond belief. From Acuna to Albies to Matt Olson to Austin Riley. Michael Harris can sling it deep. Marcell Ozuna is having a breakout year. Like the guy is hitting strides, career best in home runs. Not to mention Eddie Rosario, not to mention Sean Murphy. You need 5. You need 5. You get 5, you're entirely enshrined in baseball lore. And this is a team that I don't think is beatable. I don't think right now, the way that they play, I know they lose Charlie Morton. They're not beatable the way that they've been playing baseball. And so I absolutely am buying into this week that the Braves are not only going to make history, but they're going to solidify their status as an unbeatable team. Like the 98 Braves, that joke's long and done. That joke is over because this team might be even better. Number 4, my pessimistic side is coming out. The race to 100. Since 2000, only 4 seasons have featured 4 100-plus loss-losing teams. 2002, the Rays, the Royals, the Tigers, the Brewers. 2019, the Orioles, the Tigers, the Royals, and the Marlins. 2021, the D-backs, the Pirates, the Rangers, and the Orioles. And last season, Oakland, Washington, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. All of them, triple-digit losses. The A's, they're already there. The Rockies, already there. The Royals, already there. The Chicago White Sox need to lose 2 of their next 3 games. They're sitting at 98 losses right now. Can we make more history this upcoming season? They're at 98. They play San Diego. San Diego's got an offense that can score a lot of runs. Can your pitching staff hold its own to avoid the triple-digit losses? And number 5, Whit-tastic. A lot of people forget about those small market teams when they're not doing anything because they're not fun to watch. But Bobby Witt Jr. is an impressive ball player. His glove has gotten better. He's become a defensive whiz. He's gotten the power up. He hits for contact, and he's a speed demon on the base path. He's one home run away from becoming the third player in the MLB history this year to tie Ronald Acuna Jr. and Julio Rodriguez for a 30-30 season. And if he gets 2 more stolen bases, 2 more, he will become the only sixth player since 2011 to join the 30-50 club. Julio Rodriguez has done it. Ronald Acuna Jr. has done it. And in 2011, Matt Kemp, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Ryan Braun all did it. Can he get one more stolen base, and can he get one more home run to be enshrined in part of baseball immortality? Big storylines. Guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Don't hit the X button yet. Make sure you hit subscribe to keep up with all of our daily content found on Just Saying It and anything else that we post on this channel. Bye.